Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kimmy. Don't mind my face right now. I just thought of this idea and I haven't put on makeup yet because I have to go to work later on. So I'm trying to just relax. But I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about bullying because I know that is something that a lot of people struggle with, and I just want to let you know, like, even though people say it gets better, sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. But I can honestly tell you right now that it was pretty bad for me. Sometimes people are just horrible and you can't control people's attitude towards you. You can't control what they say. So those are just the things that I want you to keep in mind, that it's not you, it's them. Okay? And also, sorry if you hear noises in the background. My neighbor's getting his roof worked on, and my dog is terrified. See her somewhere over there. Yeah, there she is. She's terrified. So she's like trying to figure out how to get into the safest place as possible. Okay. Anyways, my bullying started in elementary school at Aversboro Elementary in North Carolina. So I think I was probably maybe in first grade when it started. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I do know that it started young. So in most cases, girls are usually typically bullied by girls and guys are typically bullied by guys. But in my case, I was bullied by a boy. And there goes that saying where people are like, well, you know, if it's a boy bullying you or picking on you, it's usually the he likes you type of thing. No, mine was literally like out to get me. And it would make me so mad because I would tell a teacher, my mom always taught me, you know, somebody's hurting you, tell your teacher. But whenever I would tell my teacher, wouldn't believe me. Whenever I would tell the principal, she wouldn't believe me. And finally, I told my mom because I had had enough of it. And I told her, and she believed me right off the bat because I was always coming home in tears, getting off the bus, walking home in tears, in fear of my life, because it just so happened that the kid that was bullying me, he also lived in the same neighborhood as me. So he lived, I want to say, maybe a block away from me. And so he would have to walk past me to get to his house every day. So that made it a lot worse. And it wasn't only just going on at school, it was going on the bus, at school, on the way home, in the neighborhood if I wanted to play. So it was just constant bullying. And of course he bullied other kids too. But mine was just the worst. Okay, so like I said, it was the worst. Of course there was people in the area that I was playing with that was like trying to help me, like tell him that, hey, stop, just leave her alone, like go do something else with your life for the day. But he didn't seem to care. The bullying got worse. He started like putting his hands on me, like so pulling my hair or taking my stuff and like just dropping it out of my hand, you know, the typical knock your books and stuff out of your hand. So when I was walking home, he would do that. And also when I was in elementary school, I had problems with my lips, where they would peel. Basically my lips would get sunburned and they would peel and crack, and then I would have this big ring like right here all around my lips because I would do like this. Like I would suck on them a lot. And it was just like a nervous habit for me, and like a thing for me to just cope. And so I told my mom about it, and she like tried all kinds of lip balm on me to see what would help. The medicated one didn't help. Blistex didn't help. Nothing worked. And then they came out with the Carmex, and we started using Carmex all over it, and then on my lips, and it healed the crackling, and then eventually I stopped sucking on this part. So that area cleared up a little bit, and so kids would call me Disease. Like, that was my nickname in elementary school, was Disease, because having that on your face, I guess to them you look like you had some kind of rabies disease or something, I don't know, but they would call me that, and it used to just hurt my feelings every day, because I had maybe 3 friends throughout elementary school, and it was just really hard, you know, because who wants to be called that every day? And also, in my armpit, I had eczema, so I had a big patch that looks like one big rash in my arm, and so they would tease me for that, because sometimes it would crack or sometimes it would bleed, or if somebody was messing with me, I would just sit there and scratch at it as hard as I can, so that would cause it to bleed. And people just wouldn't care. Like, at the school, they didn't care, the teachers didn't care, because they didn't see it. They didn't see it happening. So in their eyes, if they don't see it happening, then they don't know that it's happening. And just so happened to be one day, they turned on the bus camera, because there was one person that my mom talked to that believed me and her, and they were like, okay, well, we're gonna go down to the district and see about if we can get these bus cameras going, because they didn't use them too often, because we weren't like such a rowdy group, and there was like 20 of us getting off on one stop, and everybody else lived off of dirt road somewhere, so it wasn't like a big deal for them. And so finally they got the bus cameras on, and they seen the kid bothering me, you know, and they were like, okay, well, Miss Washington, we'll take care of the situation. And then my mom ended up going back and forth with the principal, the vice principal, multiple times, and she still hadn't believed me. And then when she saw the footage, she was like, okay, I get it now, I'm with you. And so something had happened at school. I don't remember too much like about what happened at school, too much about it, but I do know that something did end up happening at school, and the kid got caught, and he got in trouble, got suspended. And at that point, around home, when I'd be outside playing with my friends, he would come around, because he was friends with a couple other people and that I knew as well, and they knew that he was bullying me, but they tried to stop him and he just didn't listen. So eventually around home, he left me alone, because finally people were onto him and they know what he was doing. So he kind of started backing off me a little bit. And so yeah, so that was my horrible bullying experience. And the worst part of it all was that teachers and the principal didn't believe me. You know, today kids who are being bullied are killing themselves, or they're killing other people, because people are doing this to them and nobody is listening to them and telling them, hey, somebody's messing with me, I need you to believe me, I need you to be on my side, do something about it, because it is escalating. So if more people listened to people who are being bullied, then there would be less suicides, less mass shootings, less of all these harmful things that are happening to people. I personally have never tried to hurt myself or hurt anybody else. I just figured, you know, hey, I'm in first grade, I only have to deal with this kid for like, you know, so long, and then I won't have to see him in my next grade or my next class or anything like that. And it just so happens that this kid followed me all the way to 5th grade. But he did not bully me all the way to 5th grade. He bullied me maybe for at least 2 years. Yeah, I want to say at least 2 years, until they finally got it handled and his mom was notified and he was like in big trouble. And come to find out, the kid had a lot of daddy issues. No real role model taught him how to treat women, you know, and I guess he was bullying his little sister at home because he had a little sister. Even though he says that he loved her dearly, he was bullying her at home as well, and his mom didn't know how to control it. And we're just like, what the hell? How do you not know how to control your kid? You know? But, and the bullying continued all the way through maybe 6th grade of middle school, but he was not bullied by him. I was only bullied by him from 1st to 2nd grade, and I'm not going to say his name just to not like stir up any trouble. But in 6th grade, I started being bullied by this young teenage girl, and I knew her brother. And sorry, there's somebody. Okay, I knew her brother, and she was upset that I was getting closer to her brother, and she started making fun of me, bullying me, tried to trap me in the bathroom, tried to jump me in the bathroom, and it didn't happen because at that point they weren't allowing girls to go to the bathroom at the same time anymore, because there had been too many girl on girl fights in the bathroom, and so they wouldn't allow 2 girls from the same class to go to the bathroom together anymore, which is understandable. But you know how we ladies like to go to the bathroom with our girlfriends, you know, just to chit chat or to get away from a boy? No, that was not this case. She was coming in there to try to jump me, and the teacher wouldn't allow her to leave the classroom. So I feel like the teacher made me safe at that point, even though that was not the reason why she didn't allow her to go. But I did talk to the teacher afterwards and let the teacher know that she and I did have a problem with each other. I didn't have a problem with her, but she did have one with me. So I just wanted to let her know that we were at odds from each other. So that's my bullying story, and it stopped around 6th grade. I feel really grateful that it didn't continue all the way through high school. And neither of these incidents were a race thing, because both people were of my race. And so I knew it wasn't a race thing because I lived in a more populated black community. So I went to school with a lot more, you know, African American. So it wasn't that big of a problem over there. So yeah, so that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. And unfortunately, not every kid makes it through bullying, but you know, sometimes it's just how it happens. And I'm very thankful that I did not take my life over something so small for a kid to sit there and bully me over something so stupid. And all it was is that he just didn't learn any manners, and all it was for her was that she just didn't want me talking to her brother, which is understandable. And I'm sorry, I'm starting to tear up because it hurts sometimes. But I'm thankful that I made it through it, and I had my mom's support for it, and I couldn't ask for a better mother who stuck by me and who got to a teacher that could understand what I was going through. And I want to say thank you to both of them. So at the end of this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or anything about bullying, just let me know and I can try to help you out as best way as possible. Or if you're having thoughts of like possibly ending your life, or just need somebody to talk to who has been bullied before, feel free to message me or personal message me on Instagram or anything like that. I will link all that information down below, and just let me know how you're feeling. If you got any questions, comments, or just anything, just let me know. Alright, thank you. Bye.